pequeños pollitos, hello little chickies, welcome to, bienvenidos a nuestra cuarta semana, welcome to our fourth week. Today, el día de hoy, vamos a hablar de Puerto Rico. So today we're going to talk about Puerto Rico. Let's see, vamos a ver, la bandera está aquí. Esta es la bandera de Puerto Rico. This is the Puerto Rican flag. Tiene los colores. It has the colors rojo, blanco, y azul. So it's red, white, and blue. Y tiene una estrella. It has a little star. Puerto Rico is located in the Caribbean. Puerto Rico está localizado en el Caribe y tiene un animalito, and it has this little animal that looks like a little frog. Se ve como un pequeño sapito que se llama un coquí. It's a coquí and it's the native animal for Puerto Rico. So, today we are going to be reading one book. Vamos a leer un libro el día de hoy y vamos a hacer una manualidad, and we're going to be doing a craft. So, en Puerto Rico, many years ago, muchos años atrás, era habitado por indígenas. So it was inhabited by natives whose names are taínos. So los nativos indígenas eran taínos. And they had their own little alphabet made out of figures and symbols, and they looked like hieroglyphics. Los taínos tenían figuritas que se veían como animales o agua, y era una manera de significar algo. So, para su manualidad, for your craft, you will be learning how to carve symbols onto clay, and you can keep the clay and mold it and do different symbols all the time. Para su manualidad que van a tener en su kit, van a tener plastilina y el alfabeto o símbolos que los taínos utilizaban. Así ustedes pueden tallar en esta plastilina esos símbolos y pueden practicar hacer un símbolo diferente todos los días. Okay. El día de hoy, today we will be reading Coquí in the City by Nomar Pérez. Vamos a leer Coquí in the City, escrito por Nomar Pérez. Alright, vamos a ver. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Look at all the stores and all the colors. That is awesome. Okay, so we have a fruit shop. Mercado Rico. We have a panadería en repostería, which is a bakery. And we have El Rey Cream Helados, which is an ice cream shop. All right, let's see. In San Juan, Miguel brought his pet frog, Coquí, everywhere. San Juan, for you guys, is the capital of Puerto Rico. San Juan is la capital de Puerto Rico. Oh, look at this, piraguas. Piraguas right here in the little cart. Do you guys see that? So piraguas is like shaved ice, and they put all these different flavors in it. So it could be pineapple or grape, watermelon, cherry, whatever you want. Para aquellos que no sepan qué son piraguas, piraguas son como hielo que ha sido raspado y le echan miel o dulceante de diferentes sabores. Así puede ser de uva o de piña, melón, tamarindo, lo que sea. Right. He brought him to play baseball with his friends, to visit the pond in the park, and to buy quesitos, his favorite snacks from the panadería. Quesitos are sort of like they're a snack that you can get at a bakery, And I believe that cheese is the main ingredient in that. All right. Coquito was part of the family. Miguel brought him to every dinner at Abuelo's house. Coqui even seemed to listen to the family as they laughed and told stories. Abuelo, tell the story about when you met Roberto Clemente. Roberto Clemente was a famous baseball player. Miguel said, even though he'd heard the story 100 times already, Miguel's abuelo loved baseball just as much as he did. You guys can see? Perfect. At home, Miguel snuggled in bed at the sound of the night, covered him like a warm blanket. Coqui and his friends sang him to sleep. Coqui, 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 coqui. One morning, Mamá and Papá had some important news. Nos vamos para allá afuera, hijo. They were moving to the United States mainland. Will there be baseball there? Miguel asked. Definitely, said Papa. And quesitos? I'm not sure, but we will find out, Mama answered. Miguel started to pack up his life in Puerto Rico, but his mind wandered all the things he would miss. Flying kites in El Morro, going to his abuelo's house and climbing the mango tree in the backyard, and playing a güiro in the parranda with family and friends during La Navidad. Güiro is a musical instrument where it's sort of a cylinder and it has little lines across, and you slide something and it makes that like kind of noise. But most of all, Miguel would miss Coqui. I wish I could bring you along, he whispered to Coqui at the airport. Coqui, Coqui, his friend replied. Oh, you're so sad. Están tan tristes que Miguel no puede llevar a Coqui a los Estados Unidos. Adios, Coqui, Miguel said and placed Coqui in the gentle hands of his abuelo. Don't worry, Miguelito. Everything is going to be all right, abuelo assured Miguel. La canción del Coqui will be with you everywhere you go. Coqui will be in your smiles, in your warm hugs, in your new adventures, and most importantly, in your loving heart, abuelo said, pulling from his pocket a little surprise. It was an old baseball signed by the baseball legend Roberto Clemente. Wow, for me? Miguel asked. Sí, abuelo smiled. To keep you company everywhere you go. Miguel fell asleep on the airplane, holding the baseball tightly. Mira, mijo, look, Mama said, shaking him awake. Down below, hundreds of bright lights twinkled. Look how tall the buildings are. They've arrived to New York. Ya llegaron a Nueva York. When they arrived at the apartment, Miguel couldn't believe how much smaller it was than their house back in San Juan. As they unpacked in their new home, Miguel said, Mama, I miss Coqui. I know, mijo, and I miss abuelo and abuela too, Mama said softly. Yes, I miss their hugs, Miguel said. Why don't we go outside and explore the neighborhood before Papa comes back from work? That'll take our minds off everything. The streets were full of interesting sights, sounds, and people. Spanish words danced around them and other unfamiliar languages too. The newness of everything was overwhelming. So This is their new neighborhood. Esta es su nueva comunidad donde viven. Then Miguel and Mama happened upon something familiar, a park. Mira, Mama, tienen empanadillas, said Miguel, excited to see something else he recognized. Look at that. But as they were walking towards the fritura vendor, an interesting sound caught Miguel's attention. Croak, croak, ribbit, ribbit. Coqui, Miguel said, looking around. Do we think Coqui came to the United States? Ribbit, croak, croak, croak. Or is it just a frog? Let's see. He found a small pond full of frogs, hopping, splashing, and catching flies on their tongues, just like his Coqui. Mama, mira, can I take one home? Miguel asked. Mama laughed. No, mijo, let's keep exploring. When they stumbled onto a baseball field near the pond, Mama said, let's play catch. Miguel still missed home, but throwing his Roberto Clemente baseball made him feel a little bit better. After the game, Miguel and Mama started home. They spotted a panaderia just like the one back in Puerto Rico, and guess who was standing there with a box of quesitos in his hand? Who do we think it is? ¿Quién creemos que está en la panadería con quesitos? It's Papa! It's his dad! At home, the sun was slowly dropping down behind the buildings while Miguel and his parents ate together. They were tired from the day, but it was a good kind of tired. Miguel snuggled in bed as the sound of the city at night covered him like a warm blanket. Soft Spanish music drifted in from his neighbor's window. Miguel whispered a quiet coqui, coqui to himself and thought about his coqui and all of the people and places he loved in Puerto Rico. They would always be close to his heart no matter where he was. Some things were definitely different in New York, but some things were just the same. The end. So, coqui is a frog in Puerto Rico. El coqui es una rana, un sapo. And quesitos, they were able to find quesitos in New York and frutas. Okay, so now we're going to go and do our crafts, okay? And let's get started. Chiquis, okay, pollitos, vamos a hacer nuestra artesanía. Let's do our craft. En sus kits van a encontrar esta hoja con los símbolos taínos, plastilina y unos palitos de estos. Tengan cuidado que pullan. Okay, friends, so in your kits you will find a sheet like this with Taino symbols. You will have some clay, and you will have some toothpicks like these. Where is it? There it is. Be very careful because these are pointy and sharp, okay? So, what you're gonna do is take out your clay. Lo que van a hacer es sacar su plastilina, and you can do two things. Pueden hacer dos cosas. Pueden hacer dos pelotitas, so you can do two chunks y la ruedan. Or you can do one full chunk and do one symbol, or you can do two chunks and do two symbols. So, pueden hacer dos pelotitas para hacer dos símbolos diferentes, o pueden hacer una entera, una bolita entera y hacer un símbolo. Yo voy a hacer dos. I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 little balls so I can squish them and make 2 symbols. Okay, so you're going to roll this clay up into balls like this. Van a manejar la plastilina, hacerla bolitas así. Ok, sin miedo, jugar, jugar, jugar. Ok. Y vamos a hacer lo mismo con la otra. And we're going to go ahead and do the same with this one. Okay, so you see, now we have 2 balls. Ahora tienen 2 pelotitas y las tienen así. Van a ok, entonces son así. You have your 2 little balls. Van a usar su mano, van a usar la base de su mano o un plato o su adulto y van a aplastarla a que quede como una tortilla. So you're going to use the palm of your hand or something hard like cardboard, or you can use your adult hand and you're going to go ahead and squish it flat. And it's gonna look like this. Y se va a ver así. And you can go ahead and do it with the other one too. Vamos a... Okay. Tienen 2. So now you have 2 and they look like this. Y agarran su hoja de símbolo so you can take your symbol sheet and see which one you want to make. So I think I'm going to try to make a snail, and I'm going to try to make a sun. Okay, so that's the sun and that's the snail. Yo voy a tratar de hacer 2 aquí, entonces voy a hacer el caracol que está aquí y el sol que está acá. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your sheet, van a tomar su hoja y la van a ver, y pueden tomar su palillo, you're going to take your toothpick, o pueden agarrar algo si tienen como una brocha, el otro lado de la brocha, or if you have like a brush, you can use the stick part of it, and you can go ahead and draw it. So vamos a ver. El caracol, the snail, we're going to do first. And you start in the middle, and you dip, you dip, you dip, and there we go. Le giran y giran y giran y giran y así queda. That's what it looks like. Y después vamos a hacer el sol. So now we're going to do the sun with this one. And let's see if we can get a closer look. Okay, so you have your little rock, clay rock. Tienen su piedrita de plastilina que han hecho. Y para hacer el sol es un círculo. Un círculo. It's a circle and a little anchor. And así, just like this. And there is your sun. Oh, can we see it? Let's see. There is your sun. Look at that. And then when you're done, you can go ahead and squish it back. And you can try doing all the other symbols. And you can just go ahead and put your clay in your Ziploc and try all these other symbols at a different time. All right, friends? Entonces pueden guardar su plastilina en la bolsita Ziploc y después pueden hacer todos los otros símbolos cuando tengan tiempo. I'm glad you enjoyed this craft and I will see you next week. Bye. Espero que les guste esta artesanía y nos vemos la semana que viene. Adiós. Okay, pequeños pollitos. Alright, my little chickies. I hope you've enjoyed your craft. And I'll see you next week. Nos vemos la semana que viene. Adiós. Bye.